Naoya Inoue was only 20 years old when he stepped into the ring against some of the most dangerous fighters in the division. At that age, most boxers were still learning the basics of professional fighting, but Naoya already looked like a complete monster. He was fast, brutally powerful, unbelievably accurate, and completely fearless. Even before becoming world champion, his punches were knocking out experienced veterans who had spent years inside the ring. Fans in Japan quickly realized they were watching something special. Every movement looked sharp, compact, and explosive. His jab came so quickly, opponents could barely tell whether a straight punch or a hook was coming next. Commentators constantly praised his balance, defense, and calmness under pressure. While many young fighters relied on aggression alone, Inoue fought with intelligence far beyond his age. Opponents struggled to understand his rhythm, and before they could adapt, the damage was already done inside the ring. Paragraph 2, from the beginning of his career, Inoue showed a terrifying combination of speed and power rarely seen in the lighter weight classes. His body shots sounded violent, his counters landed with precision, and his footwork made him almost impossible to hit cleanly. Japanese commentators were stunned by how complete his boxing already looked. Every attack flowed naturally into another attack. A jab instantly became a right hand. A body shot suddenly turned into a devastating uppercut. Fighters entering the ring against him often looked confident before the opening bell, but only a few minutes later, confusion and panic appeared on their faces. Inoue's defense impressed experts just as much as his offense. He slipped punches with tiny movements, blocked combinations calmly, and returned fire immediately. Even experienced world-ranked fighters admitted his timing felt different from anyone they had ever faced. At only 20 years old, Naoya was already boxing like a champion who had spent decades mastering the sport. One of the earliest signs of Inoue's greatness came when he destroyed opponents during his rise through the Japanese boxing scene. Fans were amazed by how quickly he adapted to professional boxing, despite having almost no professional experience. Every fight became another showcase of his brutal efficiency. Opponents tried aggressive pressure, defensive counterpunching, and constant movement, but nothing truly worked. Inoue calmly broke them down piece by piece. Japanese analysts repeatedly pointed out how relaxed he looked under pressure. While others fought emotionally, Inoue stayed composed and calculated every move carefully. His trainer constantly reminded him to stay focused and avoid overconfidence. But even then, Naoya's talent looked overwhelming. His punches carried frightening force for such a young fighter. When he landed combinations to the body, opponents visibly slowed down almost immediately. Fans inside the arena could hear the impact of his punches echoing throughout the venue. It became clear very quickly that boxing had discovered a future superstar. Soon after dominating the domestic scene, Naoya faced one of the biggest challenges of his early career when he fought for a world title against Ryoichi Taguchi. This was the first time many fans wondered whether the young Japanese sensation could handle championship-level pressure. Taguchi was experienced, durable, and mentally strong. Unlike earlier opponents, he refused to back away from exchanges. But even in such a difficult fight, Inoue's incredible skill remained obvious. He used sharp jabs, compact hooks, and brutal body punches to slowly take control of the action. Japanese commentators repeatedly mentioned how quickly Inoue adjusted to Taguchi's tactics. Whenever Taguchi closed the distance, Naoya responded with uppercuts and combinations that pushed him backward. The crowd inside the arena exploded every time Inoue landed clean punches. Although the fight became physically demanding, Inoue never appeared nervous. Instead, He fought with confidence far beyond his years and showed the mentality of a true future champion. As the rounds continued, Taguchi tried desperately to pressure Inoue and force him into mistakes, but the young fighter refused to lose composure. Even during dangerous exchanges, Naoya stayed balanced and calm, landing accurate punches while avoiding unnecessary damage. His body attacks slowly wore Taguchi down, and commentators noticed the champion beginning to lose energy. Inoue's speed became the difference. Every time Taguchi attempted to attack, Naoya answered first with sharp counters and combinations. Fans watching the fight realized they were witnessing something rare. A young fighter capable of mixing intelligence, aggression, and technical brilliance at the highest level. Although Taguchi showed incredible toughness, Inoue's relentless pressure eventually became overwhelming. By the end of the battle, the Japanese star had proven he belonged among the world's elite fighters. The victory was more than just another win. It announced to the boxing world that Naoya Inoue was not simply talented. He was becoming something truly terrifying inside the ring. Another unforgettable performance came against the Filipino warrior Gerson Mancio. Many expected the fight to last several rounds because Mancio was known for his toughness and aggression. But once the fight began, Inoue immediately took control with terrifying precision. His footwork looked smooth and effortless, while his punches landed with frightening accuracy. Commentators praised the way he mixed body shots with sharp hooks to the head. Every attack seemed perfectly timed. Mancio tried to fight back bravely, but Naoya's combinations were simply too fast and too powerful. Inoue constantly moved forward while remaining defensively responsible, making it almost impossible for Mancio to land clean punches. As the pressure increased, the Filipino fighter began backing toward the ropes, trapped under the non-stop assault. The Japanese crowd sensed the finish coming. Inoue continued attacking with brutal combinations until the referee finally stopped the fight. It was another terrifying reminder that Naoya possessed knockout power rarely seen in lower weight divisions. After Sirvu, continuing his rise through the rankings, Naoya faced experienced Mexican champion Adrian Hernandez for the WBC light flyweight title in 2014. Hernandez entered the fight with nearly 30 victories and the reputation of a dangerous pressure fighter. Many believed the champion's experience would create serious problems for the young Japanese contender. But from the opening round, Inoue showed absolutely no fear. He calmly